Welcome back to the channel. Tonight I've taken 4 pieces out of my indoor car show held at the Lakeshore Convention Center. It's one of my dioramas in my display case. The 4 cars I've taken out are out of the promoters cars section. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I've taken 4 cars out of the promoters display held in the Exposition Center, the Lakeshore Exposition Center, which is one of my dioramas in my display here at my house. I'm the promoter, so these are cars, these are replicas of cars that I had when I was younger and even some of them later in life, but the ones I got tonight are some of my earlier ones. So why don't we get right to it and show you what we got. This 63 Impala is a tribute to the very first car I had when I was 16 years old. I actually bought the car before I was even licensed. I think I had my permit, but I bought this car out of Syracuse, New York, which is, only 40 miles or so from my house. My dad actually went and got the car. I hadn't seen it. He told me it was a decent car. He brought it home, and it was. Exact same color as this, exact same interior, this beige with saddle-colored interior. Mine was also an SS, as this one is. Not quite as nice as this. There was no holes in mine, but there was a few pecks here and there in the paint. But a very solid car. This one is Ravel's kit. It's the SS with a 327 engine in it. Mine only had a 283. 283, and if I remember, it was a 2-barrel. Yeah, it was just a 2-barrel. Just a plain car. But a nice car. And I really enjoyed it. But back then, my thing was to, I guess, drive as many cars as I could. Because I remember now, for the first 3 or 4 years that I was driving, I had probably 3 cars a year. I just bought one, drove it for a while, and got rid of it and bought something else. But this was my very first car. Now, the $150 that I paid for that, I don't think you're going to buy a wheel cover off one today for that. I haven't really looked at what they're worth lately, but I'm quite sure that they're probably up in the $10,000 range for something that's really nice. But I thoroughly enjoyed the car. Now, this one is the one with the opening trunk. Ravel kit that had the opening trunk on it. If I can get it open, it might be stuck now from sitting so long. There we go. And that's pretty accurate in there, where the spare tire was and everything. And, I guess this one here, I got the hood so it stays on there pretty much. So there's the 283 under there, if I can get this hood open. There it is. There's the 283. This one's got chrome valve covers. Mine didn't. Mine had just regular, painted valve covers. But this is a 327. Maybe that's the difference. No, it's not. Regular 327 had painted valve covers too. I've taken this to, actually a couple years ago, 63 Impala was one of the themes at NNL East. And I think this might have been the only stock piece there. But it's because it's kind of plain and the color's beige, not bright red. It doesn't really stand out, when I go anywhere. But it's a nice car. The paint come out very good on it. The decals, I put those on. I cleared over them. The little flags, the SS emblems, the insignias or whatever you call them on the back, on the trunk. Probably the hood too. Yep, the hood too. I put those on and then cleared over them, so they come out pretty good that way. The bottom, these are all separate exhaust, and the frame, I believe, is separate from the bottom of the car, I think, on this kit. Yeah, it is. So it was a pretty nice kit to build. And black washed the wheel covers, the SS wheel covers, put the red in the middle, like they had around the SS in the middle of the wheel cover. Black washed them. So it came out pretty nice. Again, it was my first car, and I really, really liked it. Later on, I can't remember now. Again, I'm 70, and this is when I was 16 years old. I don't remember what the timing was, how long I had each particular car. I know it wasn't long, but this is one of the next ones that I had. That one, same color. The colors are correct on this one also. Dark blue with a light blue interior. This car had a 300 horse 327 in it. So back then that was not the hottest thing going, but it was considered pretty good car. Today you've got V6s out there that run the 300 horse. So and then they put it in a Challenger or something, a whole lot lighter car. But that car was a lot of fun to drive. It wasn't nearly as nice as this. This one here really was kind of raggedy. The top was not awful bad. I don't know that it leaked, but it was a little bit rough. But the car was a lot of fun to drive. And again, I was 16, something like that. And probably another $100, $150 car, you know what I mean? Not going to get that. Not going to buy that car for that today. Or probably couldn't even buy a junk one for that today. So, these are two of the cars that we've all got them in our history. You sure wish you had it back or you'd never sold it. We got some guys, a friend of mine's got a 64 GTO. He bought brand new, still owns it. He's the only owner of the car. So there's that 327 engine in this one. No, I'm sorry, this is a 409. Mine was a 327. This is a 409 with air. I did not have air conditioning. Again, the wheel covers, I black washed them, put the red in them. They come out pretty nice. Chassis is nice. This one here's got fuel line on it, or brake line, which it's a fuel line I put on it. And this also was the Revell kit. Easy kit to build, pretty easy. I wired this one too. I noticed just now. So. Again, another one of those ones that you wish you hadn't got rid of, but like I say, that one was a little bit raggedy. The quarters were a little bit rough on it, and the top was pretty edgy. But I must have found something else that I thought I needed, and so I sold that, bought something else. I doubt I traded it. That's not how I usually work things back then. I usually just sold them, bought some other car, saw the other car first, and bought it. Mine was an automatic car. This one is not. This one is a 4-speed. It looks like. Yep, mine was automatic. Power glide, 327 power glide. That was pretty standard back then. Another one that I had later. You may have seen this one in one of my previous videos. I did a video on model house cars, and this was one. Oh, look at this. And this was one that I had in that video. So you may have seen it before. This also, like the other two, the colors are factory colors, exactly as mine was painted. Mine was a 6-cylinder. This one is a model house, so the hood is sealed. It has no engine in it. Mine was a 6-cylinder automatic. Had a lot of fun in it. These convertibles were fun. I haven't had a convertible in years. I had a motorcycle in the last 20 years of my life, 20 some odd years. I had a Harley, so I didn't feel I needed a convertible. I'm starting to lean that way again. This is the model house, like I say. It's a nice kit. I don't know if you'll find another one. I suppose if a guy wanted to, he could take one of those 69s and cut it down and fill the side marker lights to make a 67 out of it like this. Cut the top off, and make it convertible. But this was the only one I saw. The only 67 Barracuda convertible that I saw, and when Model House had it, I grabbed it. And I think it was towards the end of their reign in the resin car world. I know I got a few other ones from them, but this was one of them. Kind of fun. Wasn't as fast as the other two. The 65, I don't know, well over 120. A friend of mine when I was in school wanted to go for a long distance run because he thought he had one that was real long-winded. And his also was a 327, same color car, but it was a hardtop. And he was humbled a little because he owned a garage and he was supposed to be the mechanic in town. But he was also a good friend of mine. We went to school together. And he wanted to run. And when I got back to school the next day, I won't say I was a hero, but people had stuff to say because I beat that kid that always thought he had the hottest cars. Anyway, this one's not that. The 6-cylinder is it was just a fun car to drive around. Top went down, that's pretty nice. After this one and before the next one, I had several cars. And some of them I have the kits here to build. One of them, for example, is 65 Mobius Satellite, but I've got to make a convertible out of it. I had a red on red one, 6-cylinder standard shift car. That was a nice car. Again, that's one of those ones that you wish didn't get away. I looked it up later and found out that I had one of like 1800 because it was a Satellite, not a Belvedere. And the convertible, somebody's going to look it up and they're going to call me. They're going to leave a message and say, no, it's one of 2200 or whatever. But that's what I remember, a real low number. And, but I didn't know that then, So, had something else in mind. I didn't want to shift it anymore or something. I don't know. I bought something else. I had a 63 Sport Fury, a black one. That car I bought had a 383 Roadrunner engine in it. The guy had rolled over his Roadrunner, destroyed it, took the engine out, put it in a 63 Fury 3. And that was probably the quickest, let's call it, quarter mile car, 1/8 mile car. When I was dragging, it was 1/8 mile. That was probably the quickest one that I've owned of all the cars. So that one was fun. I've got that kit. It's the Johan kit. What else? 72 Oldsmobile Cutlass. There's a company out there, I've seen them online. They've got a nose to put on the 73 Cutlass that Revell's got out so I can make my 72 Cutlass out of it. That was just a driver, nothing spectacular. Started out as a V6. One of those Buick Maypops. The odd fire. No, it wasn't an odd fire, but it was a V6. And they didn't have a real good life expectancy, and it went bad on me. And being that it was the same frame as the Monte Carlo, I was able to get V8 motor mounts for Monte Carlo to put on that framework, on that cross member, and the Chevy 6-cylinder sits on V8 motor mounts. So I had found a Pontiac Ventura with a 256 in it that I bought for I think $100. I only had like 40 grand on the engine. It was some guy's mother's car, and she was in a home or something. I don't know. And so I put that straight 6 in it, which made it a unique Cutlass. Nobody had a 82 Cutlass with a 6-cylinder in it. 72 6-cylinder, actually. What else? I had a truck that looked like a Little Red Express, except it didn't have the trim. That was just a 6-cylinder, standard shift, red D100 step-side truck. Similar to the Little Red Express, but without all the fancy work and without the engine. I've got that kit. Obviously, it's the Little Red Express truck. I just not going to put the decals and stuff on it. Trying to think of some other ones. The 76 Impala that, who is it? Maybe AMT just released or re-released with a trailer. I bought a resin conversion kit to put for a 72 Impala. I had one of those. That I'm going to build. 65 Fury 3. I had a 383 4-speed one. Coupe with skirts and stuff on it. That was kind of a nice car. I've got that to build. I just haven't done them yet. I'm gonna put the newest one that I have built. This is the second car that I bought brand new. I was 18 or 19 when I bought this car. This is a 78 Monaco. At that time, Monaco had this little car, and they had the big one. The big one was called the Royal Monaco. This one was called just the Monaco. Very similar in size and shape and so forth as the Monte Carlo of the same year. Just a plain car. This was just a 318 automatic car, dressed up just like that. Maybe I might have had a half hat on mine. I'm not sure. But I had that black metallic paint, which I put on here. And I'm going to tell you, that's no fun. That black metallic paint, yeah, see, there's not much under the hood. It's just a model. That black metallic paint, I could wash this car, wax it, get it all cleaned up and ready to go, sit behind the steering wheel, and that hood looked dusty. It was terrible. It looked dusty all the time because it had the metallic in it. That's something I won't buy again, is a metallic black car. It sounds cool, but I don't like it. You can see a little bit of it there when it turns around. But I won't do it again. I'm trying to think if I've got any other ones. I must have a few more that are going to go into my promoters, cars, display in my diorama here. That's my indoor diorama. And if you want to see that, if you haven't seen it, it's one of the first, well, the first seven videos that I put up have an overview of my display case in my house, which is 16 feet long and 6 shelves high. And then I broke it down into each diorama. I got 6 different dioramas. And so if you want to see which one this goes in, the other 3, the first 3 I showed you go in the diorama that's the indoor car show at the Lakeshore Convention Center, Exposition Center, I think I call it. And actually, this one does too. Now that I think about it, because they're all part of the same group. So that's the display. That's the diorama that they're in. Feel free to look at the rest of them. That's what I put them up for. That's why I originally started this channel, was to just get my display case out there so people could see it. I'm reasonably proud of it. It took a while to build. It was as much fun to build as the models are, really. But then once I got those 7 done, I mean, how do you rehash it anymore? So that's why I started doing these things. But that's all I've got for tonight. So I want to remind you that I've got this group build that I'm sponsoring. The 100 Years of Indianapolis Pace Cars. There's not models for every year, but there's models for a lot of them. And there's also companies that make decals to put them on cars that I don't know if they were models at one time. You can get your hands on them or not. I guess one that I know I can is a 31 Cadillac. You can still buy the model, and you can buy the decals to make a 31 Cadillac pace car. But there's all the information on it. I just want to throw that out there again. You've got until the running of the Indianapolis next year in 2027. I'm not sure what day that falls on. I didn't look it up. I probably should have, but I didn't. So if you want to jump in, there you have it. Build the car the way it would look on the track. I know that might be limiting some people. They want to put custom wheels and lower them and stuff like that. And that's cool. I do that too. But the pace cars, they're to me, they're kind of unique. They're one car a year, and I don't know how many they build. But you see a few of them on the road from time to time. The 69 Camaro was a pretty popular one. I don't know how many clones are out there. Probably several. Some of them maybe weren't that popular. I think the old Bravada was a pace car one year. That Bravada was an S10 only when Oldsmobile trim. Nicer truck, but doesn't seem like it ought to be a pace car. But in any case, that's how it is. And then the Viper and the Camaros and Corvettes and certain Mustangs, so forth, make pace cars. So I've got several. I think I counted up 18 or 19. I've got a couple of them built. And what I'm doing for this one is the 89 Trans Am. Is it an anniversary car? No, it's not. But it's a turbo car, white turbo car. That's what I'm doing for my own build. And I sure would like to see some people jump in. Like it says, when you're done, if you'd send me some pictures, at the end of the thing, I'm going to put a video together and show all the models that were done, and put them up for one week. So that's what I got for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was maybe a little boring, not anything that really jumps out real big, but it's just another facet of what I've got going. Thank you very much. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button if you liked it, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.